on. My teacher has me doing a project on environmental justice, and I'm lost. I don't even know what this is, and it sounds complicated.
It's actually not. Even though the EPA's definition is long and wordy, environmental justice is simply the idea that no societal group should bear a disproportionate burden of environmental hazards.
See, when I think of the EPA, I think of sustainability, and that's not what this is about, is it?
No. Sustainability has to do with using resources more effectively, protecting the environment. But environmental justice is different. It looks at how the distribution of toxic sites impacts people.
So who's really behind this environmental justice movement? Is it just the EPA, or is there more to it?
Although it's now a part of the EPA, environmental justice actually started as a grassroots movement in the 1980s, when researchers started looking into environmental racism. Even now, it's still mostly driven by community organizations and researchers. It's not that difficult to get the access to the kind of information needed to look into environmental justice. Even this high school classroom can be used for environmental justice research.
Yeah, you would know. Didn't you do a whole project on environmental justice? How did you get into that?
The thing about environmental justice is that its ideals impact people everywhere, even where we live. So, I started looking into environmental justice in Nassau County, New York, to get an idea of how the distribution of toxic release inventory facilities on Long Island impact the people who live here. Community leaders look at the distribution of facilities in terms of how they impact people and whether or not that impact is spread fairly. Come with me a minute. These charts and graphs are part of my research. They show how the relationship between toxic release inventory facilities and certain demographic groups, like those living below poverty and those considered a minority, are inequitable.
So, let me make sure I understand. People who fall into different categories are more likely to be exposed to environmental hazards?
Right.
And this can happen all over the country, even in our own backyard?
Pretty much.
How is that okay?
It's not. Distributions like this don't fit with the EPA's definition of environmental justice. Unfortunately, most researchers have found that no matter which region they're studying or which demographic features they've chosen, inequitable distributions are not that uncommon.
And there's nothing we can do about it?
This time you're wrong. Because environmental justice is a grassroots movement, community leaders are still the main advocates for change, which makes it a lot easier for individuals to get involved. By bringing attention to environmental justice issues, we can raise awareness of inequality and start working with policy leaders to find solutions. For more information about environmental justice, go to the EPA's website at www.epa.gov/environmentaljustice.